up and sit down.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture. Let's bring on the host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs, and you are listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. It's a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. And I am live from Las Vegas, minutes away from the Strip, from Sin City, as we like to say. And we're going to have a great show today. We've had some insane weather this week. I was here at the studio, here at Show Creators, and it's monsoon season, which I actually love, but it rained like crazy, and it was 100 degrees, it rained and it hailed, and it was the most insane, fabulous day. But because you don't see too many street drains here, we flood very, very easily, so I had to go a very different way home, and it took me forever. But my garden has fully appreciated the rain, although my dogs do not like the thunder. They do not like that at all. And coming up on the July the 4th celebration, I mean, it's enough fireworks coming, but they've had to deal with thunder and lightning. It's been a tough couple of days for them. So we'll talk a little bit more with my guest, actually, about July the 4th and a couple of little tips that we can give to you so that your pets can stay somewhat calm and not freak out. But yeah, it's a tough time of year for pets. So a little bit of what they call housekeeping. I'm actually going to wave to Christina because I can actually see her on the monitor across the studio. And I think she's with Bowie. I have my bad glasses on. I have my reading glasses. So I'm having to see from a distance. Look, he's waving back with his paws. He's so cute. My guest, you're going to love my guest. I'm going to tell you, you are going to become a big fan of my guest and her organization. But here's the housekeeping, as we like to say. If you want to listen to the show, it's very, very easy. You would just go to our website, which is vegasrockdogradio.com. Click on the listen button. And on our website, that's where you're actually going to listen to archive shows as well. Our pet tip of the day, which is also an audio pet tip of the day. Oh, and I have a little bit of information to add to that. My family were here from England for the last 10 days, and my nephew is a very talented musician, writer. He's 17, and I said, I need some music for my pet tip of the day. And literally in 30 minutes, he jumps in Jim's studio, gets on Sibelius, and he writes me this piece of music to underscore my pet tip of the day. I haven't yet launched them, but it made such a difference. So I want to thank my nephew Mason for that. And if you're listening and you need custom music, get hold of me. I'll put you in touch with him. Very talented, and who knows what he's going to turn into. If he's this good at 17, wow, that's scary. But the family was here for 10 days. Super fun, totally burnt out because we're that kind of family. We cram everything in we can possibly think of when we get together. And everybody then goes home after the holiday and has rest, basically. So... And, gosh, I've got lots of homework for you here, and thank you, Ian, for reminding me. We are live on YouTube right now, and what you'll do is you will go over to showcreatorsstudios.com, and you'll click on the Watch Live button, and you'll see me, in a couple of different angles, because that's how we roll down here. Are we live on Facebook Live or just YouTube? Just YouTube today. So go to showcreatorstudios.com and click on the Watch Live, and you'll see me. And because I knew we were doing that today, I put some makeup on. Put a little makeup, a little lip gloss for you. So I didn't freak anybody out. Back to my homework. Here we go. I've got lots of it to do today. So basically our website is the main place you'll go to actually watch the show, listen to the show, listen to archives, pick up on the pet tip of the day. And if you have a listening app like iHeartRadio or you're on iTunes, of course, who isn't these days, you'll find the show on there. You'll find the archives on there. So make it very easy. Put it at your fingertips. We often do Periscope, and It's just Vegas Rock Dog. You'll find us over at Vegas Rock Dog. Our Facebook page, Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Twitter, Vegas Rock Dog Show. Instagram, Vegas Rock Dog. And if you want to pick up rock and roll clothing for you and your pets, you can go over to our clothing line, which is vegasrockdog.com. And we do have a blog, and the blog is called therockandrolldog.com. And this is where I tell people who's coming on the show. And then I put the archive show back up there. I also put on their reviews, giveaways, all that fun stuff. And I did a review this week, so hop on over there and see what we're talking about. Now, we do have an app, but we're going to get rid of the app because we're going to replace it with something even better. So if you're currently on the Yap app, our Yap app, we'll let you know on our Facebook page when we're going to actually close that one down and put a new one up there. But we do have that one app currently. I think that's it as far as homework goes. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. It's been a very busy week. My family left almost a week ago, and I just feel like they left yesterday. It's just been really crazy, crazy busy. And a lot of people preparing now to do their July the 4th celebrations and what have you. So don't ever go to places like Costco because it's crazy. They're the worst places to go at this time of year. They're the worst. People get so freaked out when it comes to planning for holidays. But yeah, it's a busy, busy week. And I was really glad to be able to get hold of my next guest because she's a very busy lady too, a very busy lady. And I did miss her at Blog Pause. She was at Blog Pause, which is the Pet Bloggers Conference, and I chose not to go at the last minute because it was right in the middle of my family's holiday. And I did have plans on going, but you know what? The more I thought about it, I don't see my family too often because they came in from England. And I just wanted to spend as much time as possible with them. And that was a hard decision because I wanted to see Christina Lee, and I wanted to see Bernard, and I wanted to see Carol and Dar and Amy, and I'll make sure I do that on the next get-together. We're going to have another get-together for sure. I have a tip of the day. Got to get the tip of the day in for you. And then we're going to get right onto this great interview we're going to have with Christina Lee of Deaf Dogs Rock. And that is a fantastic name for an organization. Here's a tip of the week. You may have seen it circulating, this story on Facebook, and it's about dangerous junk mail. And I read this story on Facebook, and I was kind of mortified that something so common that you find in your home can be so dangerous and possibly deadly. And here's a story, and I won't mention the lady's name because we don't have permission to mention her name, but basically she wrote here, today through my letterbox came and I'm not going to say the pizza place's name, but a pizza's leaflet, which my dog decided to rip up. And about 5 to 10 minutes later, he was lying on the floor with a foaming mouth and shaking. So she took him to the vet, and they predicted it was a seizure, and his jaw was locked together for 5 hours. They had loads of tests taken, which all came back clear. So they didn't really understand what was going on. And they decided to look online and came across a story about how glossy paper ended up gluing a dog's mouth shut. And so, you know, they're the mailers you get, you know, they're shiny, and they usually have, you know, coupons and that kind of stuff on them. They usually come also inside your newspapers. And they said they've now discovered that any glossy paper reacts with dog saliva, forms a gluey paste that will lock a dog's jaws together. And this is what happened to their dog. So basically this was a warning. Please be careful. I mean, it's something no one would ever have, you know, heard of or experienced really. And to keep your dogs away and your pets away from junk mail, even letters to prevent this from happening to your pets. So I am Mrs. Research. When Jim and I talk about something, he always goes, "Did you research that?" Like, I did. I decided to do a little bit of test myself and on myself. And you know what? When you put your mouth on that glossy paper, it gets damp and it comes very sticky. I mean, very, very sticky. You could actually probably pull the skin off your lips if you actually, left it there long enough. So today's tip, and it's always worth being safe, even if it's a rare incident, just be safe and keep that junk mail away from your pets. Clip your coupons and put them in a safe place. And that was my pet tip of the day. But this one was as shocking to me as the potato chip bags that suffocate pets when they stick their heads inside because it's tasty, and then they can't get the bags off, and they can literally suffocate within 5 to 10 minutes. And that was something I was completely mortified about too, because it's such a common thing you have in your house. And there is a Facebook page. It's Prevent Pet Suffocation, and it's any kind of snack bag or any bag that they can get on their heads. And that's really, really scary. So come up with scissors, throw them away. Make sure you don't leave them on the table because those snack bags are very tempting to our pets. But yeah, that was really, really scary. But it's funny, my niece and nephew had a point. We don't do these massive, massive bags of snacks here. So you'd probably have a tough time getting, your dog's head in a little tiny snack bag. But still, just be really, really safe. Keep that junk mail away from them. Keep those snack bags away from them. So that's enough of my bits and pieces. Let's bring on Christina Lee and her dog, and she's going to correct me probably how I'm pronouncing his name. I said Bowie. It may be Bowie. Confirm with me, Christina.
It is David. He's named after David Bowie.
There you go. Love it. He's very adorable.
Ooh.
And he's comical. He's comical, isn't he, in the videos? Very comical.
He is. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for having us on. We're so excited. Of course, Bowie's had a full day, so he's already, kind of ready for his nap.
What time is it there right now? Because you're in Salem?
Virginia. Yeah, it's 1:15.
Oh.
1:12.
Oh, you've been up we're just waking up.
So we get up pretty early.
Well, let me tell you, everybody, who I'm speaking to is Christina Lee, and she is the founder of Deaf Dogs Rock, and they are a rescue group that focus on deaf dogs. And that's a segment of the pet population that one can scare someone away from actually wanting to have a deaf dog, but they're also a great resource for people that do have a deaf dog or want to foster or want to adopt. So it's not just, hey, here's a deaf dog. I mean, you're not left hanging to try and do your own thing. Before we get started, tell everyone, Christina, your website or your social media links so that people right away can find you.
Yes, we're at deafdogsrock.com. On Twitter, we're at Deaf Dogs Rock, and Facebook, we're Deaf Dogs Rock. So we're pretty easy to find.
Yes, very easy. I wasn't so fortunate with all my names for the show, but hey.
Got lucky on that.
Yeah, it really makes a difference when it's across the board consistent. Now, I don't know all of your pets. I know you've got Nitro, Bud, Bowie. Who else have you got? Because I saw a cute little peanut yesterday on one of your pictures.
That is my puppy mill rescue dog. He's a senior. We rescued him at 8 years old. He was the breeder dog for a Chihuahua operation. And when I got him, he couldn't even walk. He would run and then fall over, run and then fall over. So he's come a long way, and he had never really experienced living in a home or it took me 4 months to potty train him, first of all. But he is my 6 pounds of pure joy.
Oh,
much joy.
I'm like, what's that little peanut I see there amongst everybody else? Now,
old man.
Now you have horses, don't you?
Yes, I have 2 horses. I have an Appaloosa and a quarter horse. And then I also have my senior dog. I've got a Chug, a Chihuahua pug. Tallulah Jane.
Oh, that's a cute name.
I love her.
That is so cute. So how many pets have you got in total then? I know you've got a farm because you live on a farm. You literally have a farm, don't you?
Well, dogs, 2 horses, and we just finished the chicken coop. And we have 12 eggs in the incubator, so in 3 weeks we'll have chicks.
Oh my gosh! I know I posted on your chicken coop post. A friend of ours, it was her dream. She didn't know anything about chickens, but she read up about it and she found the guy that does the custom chicken coops, and she's the one that put the chandelier inside the chicken coop.
Oh, girl, I finished my chandelier last night. I got to send you a picture.
Did you?
It's turquoise and it is beautiful. Oh my God, it's so pretty.
So how has your week been? I mean, I know you did a post last week where if I'm not wrong, you actually said that you'd replied to 200 emails in a day. I mean,
it's crazy. I tried to keep up when I was at Blog Pause.
Yeah.
So I would get up at 5 and work until 7, and then go to the sessions, come back at noon, work a little bit, and then work at night just to keep up.
Yeah.
And then when what I didn't do was check my messages on Deaf Dogs Rock, and I had oh my God, it took me 2 days to catch up with that.
Did it really? So it's crazy when you think about it. In 5 days, that if you hadn't done any of that, oh my gosh, how far behind you would have been. And
I don't go on vacation ever.
Wow. So that was a big trip for you then.
Oh yeah, it was a big trip, and I wasn't used to your weather, the 115.
It's horrible.
I don't know how you guys live there. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
It's horrible, isn't it? I mean, it just comes to a part of time in summer where you just, it's just too much.
You have to drink water all the time.
And you get sick of...
Or you look 90 years old.
Yeah, you do. That's why we like to go to LA, because we look younger the minute we drive over the California border. but it gets to the point where you feel like I am still in my house. It's too hot, and I'm sick of hearing the air conditioning humming all day. It gets to be a little bit too much. Now, did you travel with any of your dogs to Blog Paws? Did you just take yourself?
It's too far, and with the airlines, I always get stuck, or they always stick me somewhere. I get stuck in Charlotte or Atlanta, so I was too scared to bring a dog, because what if we get stuck?
Yeah, and it is stressful as it is anyway. And then to be delayed is just not fun in the slightest. We did not take any of our dogs last year, but the year before, the Blog Paws was down the street from where we live. So that
Lake Las Vegas. Oh my God,
wasn't that
amazing?
Here's the thing: I don't know how I didn't speak to you then. I knew exactly who you were, and Bernard with that tartan tuxedo, and I'm like, oh, they look like my kind of people. And I just never got to hang.
Bernard wasn't at Lake Las Vegas.
Oh, Nashville.
His first one was Nashville.
That's right. But that tuxedo, wow. I was like, that's someone who has a lot of confidence, and he's funny. I like him. A great. You call him your brother from another mother, don't you?
He's he's from another mother.
Now, since we're talking about Blog Paws, you did win the best micro blog Nose to Nose Awards. Oh, thank you. Oh, I just got a coffee. Hey, thank you.
So we were excited about that because our Facebook community is amazing. We love them.
Very positive. I've noticed that, and I really enjoy that. And I think that has a lot to do with how it's presented to people. And I mean, first of all, the name of your organization, Deaf Dogs Rock, I mean, that's positive.
Everything's positive.
That's telling me something great about your organization. And I think you definitely deserve to win that award. And if you're listening, you don't know what a microblog is. A microblog is your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. It's the small, not the smaller platforms, but it's more like it's not a blog. You're not writing a whole blog post every time that you get on there. It's a microblog. And congratulations. I think it was well deserved. And the thing is, you don't grow a community if it's not a great blog or microblog. It's so that's obviously a testament to the work that you do and what you put out there. It always seems so very, what's the word? The way you put stuff out is very like, here's what's going on, people. You know, who wants to get on board? And yeah, that's what I like about it. It's not crazy dramatic and all that cuckoo-ness that we often see.
We have a rule on our page. We don't put up with any drama.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
And we don't. And if you're not there to help people and support them, if you're there to criticize, you're banned.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Because it's not helpful. It doesn't help anybody. And it just causes people to just get quite upset and stressed. And it takes the focus away from what you're trying to do. I have such a tough time sometimes when people post things and they say, you know, oh, this dog, we desperately need a foster for this dog or a rescue to pick this dog up. And then, you know, they may have told a little bit of the story, and then everybody hops on, and then everybody starts, oh, poor baby. I love this line. I wish I had a farm and I would take them all. I'm like, I know you mean well, but it's not helpful, and it clutters up the post.
No.
Doesn't it?
No, and we try to, like, when we see those posts, if it's a deaf dog, we jump right in and we offer sponsorship.
Yeah.
So last night we had one, and we offered a $200 sponsorship to a 501c rescue in Texas, because this dog really needs help. It's stuck at a vet clinic. It was abandoned, and it's a puppy, and we need a rescue to step up.
Yeah.
We try to make it financially rewarding for them to step up.
Right. Yeah. Because it is. Sometimes there does need to be a little incentive. And if that's what saves an animal, then I'm all for that. You know what I would be for, Christina? I would be, gosh, I wish rescues could make so much money that they can actually have a ton of paid positions too. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, but it
would be nice. Even if I could pay an assistant, I would be so happy. But
right.
All the money goes to the dogs.
Yeah.
We have such a small budget. Last year we sponsored 70 dogs.
Oh, that's good.
And I think we're at 45 dogs, right? 45 or 50 right now. And we just had a major fundraiser. The Good Dog University in Massachusetts just did a wagathon.
Oh, nice.
So all the dogs in the daycare center, how many times each one wags in 30 seconds? like $1 a wag.
Hey, that's giving me an idea, Christina. Maybe we can have a
group them,
like a booty. Whoa, just on that alone, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's going to go a long way for dogs. That's going to go.
I'm wondering if we could do like a Vegas style one, and it'd be like Wag Your Booty or something like that.
Like a cabaret wagathon. Yeah. Where they dressed up like in feathers, and then how many times they wag.
I love that idea. You know, my friend and I, Pam, from Rockin' for Rescues, and thank you so much for your donation to Rockin' for Rescues. So appreciate that. We love the crazier the event, the more we love it. If we can make it really out there, that's what we really enjoy. Like nothing's off the table. I know when we were doing our golf tournament, Rockin' the Rough, and I was like, can't we get a stripper pole at the last hole, the 19th hole, and and then the golfers can give the girls money, and the money will go towards. They weren't into that at the golf course.
I wish you guys were close to us. I'd love to go to some of your events. It looked like so much fun.
Oh, we know how to have a good time, and we've got this great following. And you know what I really enjoy? Every time we do another event, and there are people there I do not know, I'm like, oh, we're reaching people. I mean, aside from our friends, and we have an amazing network of friends. But when you see people you don't know, oh my God, I run up to them. I'm like, oh, thank you so much for being here. How did you hear about us? And that's just great that we're actually growing and reaching people. But do you do big events yourself during the year?
No, we don't. Most of my fundraising is on Facebook. So we do a couple of T-shirt booster campaigns.
Yes, and they're good. They're really good.
Yeah. The Deaf Dogs Here with Their Heart T-shirts that we do. And then we have a couple like the Wagathon we have a couple private enterprises that just do them on their own, and then they send us the check.
I think when people believe in what you're doing, it's surprising what people will do to help you get along. And we have a lot of that happening ourselves here, where we've got people say, "Oh, I just did a little da 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 da, and here's some cash." And and we do a lot of these very kind of like 4-day giveaways. And we say, for every $5 that you donate online, it's an entry into winning this basket, So we're just doing right now. I think we wrapped it up yesterday was a Pretty in Pink, and it's a rock and roll T-shirt from Rockin' for Rescues. And, a gift certificate to the birthday suit. She does waxing and all that great stuff. And it's done really well for us. So we've done great with that. We did another one. What did we do? Oh, we actually did this one specifically to help out the Beagle Rescue, because what we do is we raise money to take the pressure off other rescues and stuff. So we did what was it we did? Oh, we did a matching. I found that matching funds seems to work very, very well. When we can say, hey, you know what, we're going to match up to $500, people seem to start donating rather quickly. Have you found that yourself to be an effective way of fundraising?
I haven't done that one. Now, Bernard did a matching funds for us. Dog and his boy, and he did do a matching funds, and that one within 24 hours I think it raised $600. And then he matched it, so that was a really good. And I think that was the first time we've done that. That was really good.
I think we've had to get more and more creative. We get more creative, I think, in summer when you can't do adoption events outside because it's, as you've experienced the horrible heat out here. So you have to get creative online with people and really reach out to that network of supporters. We love.
I think with you guys, with the Rockin' for Rescues, anything to do with rock and roll.
Yes.
or anything that sounds cool. Like when we did Deaf Dogs Rock, we wanted it to sound cool. Like it's cool to have a deaf dog.
Well, that's what I loved about the name, because it tells you, it kind of disarms you straight away. And you're like, oh, okay, this sounds okay. This is not like, oh my God, we've got deaf dogs and this is not easy. And it's not the best way to start off, is it?
Our new website has Bowie playing with the ball.
I've
video.
Seen it. Oh.
So what more of a message do you need to see Bowie playing with the ball saying he's just like any other dog?
And I think that's exactly the message you convey. But I tell you what, hold it for 1 second, because we're going to take a quick break, because I want to talk about, we're gonna rewind to before Deaf Dogs Rock and leading up to your first deaf dog. So hang on in there. So on the other side of the break, everyone, you're going to find out this great story, because I love it when a rescue comes from an experience and something is created from that. So hang on in there and take a few words from our fabulous sponsors, and we will be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome to Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming, your one-stop shop for all of your pet's needs. We offer premium natural pet foods, full-service grooming, and an on-site bakery and boutique. You can choose to self-wash your dog or schedule a luxury pampering with our professional groomers. Our new Cool Cat section offers feline food, toys, bedding, and litter, while the adventurous dog department has everything you need for your outdoor activities. Cody's Healing Garden is a special place featuring flower, aromatherapy, and herbal remedies for pets. Ask us about Karma Connection, our program supporting animal rescue. Find us at barkingdogslv.com and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. We look forward to seeing you at Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming.
Pet Scene Magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
I'm back, and on the break, you will have seen me and Ian sharing some shortbread biscuits. And I've got my coffee. Just saying, I'm living the dream, people. I am living the dream. Best morning I've had in a long time. So if you were listening just before the break, and we had to do a reset, by the way, on our YouTube account, so don't worry if it disappeared for a second. Just go right on back. And you'll actually just go to showcreatorstudios.com, click on the watch live button, and you'll see us eating shortbread and drinking coffee like you do. So I was just talking to Christina Lee. She's the founder of Deaf Dogs Rock Rescue, and they're based in Salem. But Christina, you seem to have a massive network nationally. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We do. We work with all the shelters, a lot of shelters across the nation, and we have about 8 partner rescues we work with on a regular basis that are special needs rescues. So we get a puppy in their area, we can financially sponsor them right into rescue, and they go right into foster care, and they start their training right away.
So they're not. Sounds like a very quick process. That you can actually get this moving straight away, because as you and I know, people look at a deaf dog, a blind dog, or a hearing impaired dog, or a dog with 3 legs as broken. I don't want a less than perfect dog. Typically pets are in the shelter because their people were broken and they dumped them.
Or they didn't, a lot of the deaf dogs that are in the shelters, they get the deaf puppy, they realize it's deaf, but then they keep it because, they think they're doing something good, but then they realize 10 months later they haven't done the work.
Yeah.
They have to train.
Yeah.
And then they have a 10-month-old out-of-control puppy, and the puppy gets dumped at the shelter.
Yeah.
So we only work with rescues that we need a yes right away. We need to turn around right away. We transport right away pretty quick. And those dogs go right into foster care and they go right into training.
That's
many of them are therapy dogs now.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, because I don't know that many rescues that even if you don't have a deaf dog, that don't have training in place for any of the dogs that come in. That's an area that I think a lot of rescues are struggling with, and they do the best they can. Their fosters do the best they can. But if you're an actual dog trainer and you want to do something charitable and you want to help, I suggest reaching out to a rescue and becoming their residential trainer, because it will really, really help tremendously when it comes to adopting a dog. So let's rewind, like I said, and go back to a time before you ever had a deaf dog and how on earth you went down that path and brought one home. How did it all happen?
Well, I used to take pictures of the shelter pets and put them on Facebook. And so I became friends with Rebecca Custer at the City of Salem Animal Shelter.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this malnourished, deaf 10-week-old puppy that was dumped at the river. They got that in, and she called me and she said, I need you to stop by the shelter. And I'm thinking, let me grab my camera. And she's like, no, you don't need your camera. Just stop by. And so she showed me this pitiful little deaf boxer and said, we know you have a fenced yard. We know you like to train. Would you consider adopting it? And at the time I'm like, I already have 4 dogs. I don't know.
Right.
And then I said, well, I'll leave it up to my husband, thinking, there's no way.
He's gonna like pull the reins back on this one, maybe.
Well, then he sees the photo of him, and he's like, well, let's go for it. I'm like, what? What?
Like, who are you? Oh, I think we froze. Oh, you're back. You're back.
We got the puppy, and then within 24 hours, I kind of freaked out because I realized that I didn't know anything about training a deaf dog. Nothing. Zero.
Right.
And I know. And so my husband talked me off the ledge. He goes, honey, we'll sign up for positive reinforcement training. We'll take him all through the classes. We'll figure it out. And we did. We went to the puppy classes. We went to the levels classes. We took him through his CGC, his Canine Good Citizen.
Nice.
We took him through therapy dog training, trick training, agility training.
You see?
We kind of went overboard, but it worked out because now I write a lot about training, so it really worked out.
Wow, that was a massive commitment. And for example, well, first of all, I want to know, did they ever find out who dumped the dog down at the river?
No, they didn't. But, Nitro's in the news all the time. Like, he's in the newspaper, he's in magazines, he's in national magazines. And sometimes I wonder if that person ever sees him.
Yeah. Oh, I hope they do. I hope they do. And I hope they don't sleep at night because of what they did. I mean, that's just despicable. I've never understood why people just dump animals literally in the desert, like one of our dogs, when we've got shelters and we've got rescues, and it seems like there's just no effort made whatsoever. But is that really your only option? It's like people who kill their wives because they don't want to get a divorce. They just kill him. I mean, it's like, just get a divorce. It's so much easier.
It's the strangest thing. I don't understand it either.
No. And I don't think we ever will, because I don't understand that thinking when anyone goes, well, that's a great idea. I'll just go dump this dog in the desert. I mean, I don't understand that thinking. I don't understand that. At what point did you think that was right and no longer wrong? It's just an odd mentality that you and I will never, ever.
That's a morality.
Yeah,
issue.
It's terrible, isn't it?
You either have it or you don't.
Now, when was was there a point when you were training with Nitro and all of a sudden you're like, oh, he gets it, we get it, oh, we're communicating? What was that moment?
Well, it's so funny because when you start sign training, when the first time he realized what I was signing to him and he got it, that light bulb, you could see the light bulb go off in his eyes, and he'd get so excited. Like, he'd go, oh, I know what you mean, and he'd do spins. Even in agility class, when he learned the jumps on the tube, I was standing there talking to my trainer, and just for giggles, he decided to do the whole course. He jumped over all the jumps, went completely through the tube, and did a couple spins, and just looked at us like, see, I know what you want.
Oh,
He's really smart.
That's got to be an incredible moment when you go, wow, no, we can do this. We can communicate and we can live normally. And, this is so worth it. Well, I did learn from Bernard, I'm going to do this to the camera. I love you, the sign language for I love you. He taught me that one. I'm going to post a picture of me doing it. Yeah, I'm copying you. But I think it's amazing.
It's almost like your sign for rock.
Yeah, your devil horns.
Yeah.
But what a difference. I do have one sign language that I use. It's not official by no means. And I think everybody does this, that when you give your dog a treat and they look at you, that there's more, and you do it's what the dealers do here at the poker tables. They do a thing where they show there's nothing in their hands to the camera and to anyone that's at the table. And I do the same thing. I go like nothing's left.
This is what we do when we do all done. So when we give out treats, this is the sign for treat. And then when we're all done, we go all done.
Oh, so it's all done.
All done or finished. And same way in training. All done.
All done.
You're released. We're done.
Oh, I'm wondering if I can use that with Jim. With my husband. We're done.
About that one.
He could do with a little training, that Jim Tirico, I tell you. So do you think it takes a certain kind of person to handle a deaf dog? Or do you think anyone can adopt a deaf dog provided they make the commitment? What do you think?
I do think that it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to adopt a deaf dog, for the first year, be very committed to training every day. I recommend 20 to 30 minutes of positive reinforcement training every day.
Yeah.
We recommend, if you can't sign up for puppy class or levels class, then try to do it every single day.
I see. Yeah.
No.
So you basically, you've got to make that commitment. And like you said, a year, you've got to really knuckle down and say, this is my commitment to this animal so that everybody can communicate and have a great life, basically. Is he falling asleep? Is Bowie falling asleep? He's so cute.
Can you tell? I take him everywhere with me.
Oh, he's adorable. And now, is he full size?
He is full size.
Oh my God, he's like a baby.
Just like a baby. He is. We rescued him out of Austin, Texas, from a Boston breeder.
Oh, he's
and
cute.
We had him flown. Delta Airlines flew him. Their flight attendants got on a chat room and got him here to Virginia.
Oh my gosh,
his adoption fell through.
Oh wow, there you go.
So I got him.
He's so cute. He's funny on those videos, I have to say. He's hilarious. He looks like he kind of runs the roost a little bit. When you decided I'm going to take on, Nitro, what were your biggest fears about that? What was going through your head about a deaf dog?
The fears didn't last long. I think the main thing, of course, the one in the back of your mind, you always worry about your dog getting out, getting loose, and not being able to call him back.
Yeah. Yes. Unless you can run like the Bionic Man, the $6 million man, and catch up with him.
And I still worry about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But we do watch me training. Like, we condition our dogs to watch us all the time. They're always watching me so that I can ask for the recall. But Nitro's got a mind of his own. I mean, he'll kind of put his nose up and see if you got a treat in your hand.
All right.
You don't have a treat. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming.
He's like, whatever. He's like,
if they don't, if you're trying to give him a command, he'll look the other way.
So he turns his back on. He turns the back on you.
Don't look at her. She can't make me do
something. I think I'm going to adopt that as well with Jim. I'm just going to look away. See, training applies to everybody. It really does. So what changes did you make at your house, knowing that you were bringing him home or you already had him there? I mean, you talk about securing a yard. Is there anything else you needed to do?
Yeah, we do. I have latches on all the gates.
Yeah.
And then I actually have little rope loops. So like in my front yard, I have 3 gates.
Yeah.
And then I have little loops that go on top of the latches that go over the gate. So when I'm going outside, I can visually see that the loops are on.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yeah. And then if the latch doesn't catch, the loop will stop it from opening.
Yeah, so it's like a two-layer security thing. Well, I mean, we're talking about July the 4th. I mean, I can't tell people enough about padlocking your gates and locking your doggy doors, and that is a great, great tip.
I love the loops, and of course, you always want to have their collars on.
Yeah.
With we have the embroidered collars that say "Deaf dog, call this number." So even if they can't catch our dog from a distance, they can see that number.
Yeah.
So I have a black collar with big white stitch writing on it.
That's a great tip as well, because, like you say, if you can't get close enough to read a little tag, then you need to have something that's so easy to read from a distance. These are really great tips. I mean, I just dread this time of year because last year alone, just myself, after July the 4th, on July the 5th, I shared 200 lost dogs. Myself. Just myself. People are like, are you crazy? I said, no, it's what I have to do. Now, that was just me alone, aside from my huge network of friends who all share. And it's so preventable. That's the thing. And it's just.
Well, people should try to, like, if it was me, I would get my dogs to go potty at like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, get them to go potty and then keep them in the house.
Yeah.
In the house. And, we put our fan, I do have hearing dogs. The deaf dogs care less. They don't care. But I have, we'll put the fans on high in the house, all the fans.
Yeah, that's a good distraction.
A good vibration. It drowns out the booms.
Yeah. It is. It's very, very scary. So we're in monsoon, so now we've got all these thunderstorms happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, my dog is going to be a wreck after a week, But we did the thunder jackets, we did the rescue remedy, we did the bones, we did turn the TV up. We're actually contemplating going out of town to middle of nowhere, basically. That's what we're thinking of doing.
What I did the other night with my Chug, we had the worst thunderstorm, and I mean, the lightning was like nothing I'd ever seen. I went and took her in my bathroom where there's no windows, and I turned on the ceiling fan and I just talked to her.
Yeah.
And she couldn't see the flashes.
Yes, because that's another thing too, that's quite startling to see the lightning, and it's just a sensory like overload for them, and you can't always explain what's going on. So all they know is like, oh, that was really, really scary. But yeah, I don't like this. I'm not a fan of this time of year just because of that. And I mean, we're not supposed to have anything that shoots up in the air as far as fireworks. They're illegal. But is that's all we ever see? I mean, last year was horrific where we lived. It was so bad.
You're so dry. I can't imagine that anything would be legal.
Christina, is that not the most insane law? It's the most ridiculous. It should be. It's too hot. It's too dry. That's another thing I'm scared of, something landing in my back garden and then we go up in flames. Because behind my house, we just have property. We don't have any homes behind us or anything. And think about the wildlife and think about people with PTSD. And there are silent fireworks that people can enjoy. So I think it's time. Last year was so horrific. It went on to about 4 a.m. It just never let up.
You're in a high population area.
We are. It's ridiculous. I mean, it is. It's so out of hand last year. People were very, very upset about the whole fireworks thing. I'm all about organized displays. I love those. I think they make it very, very easy on everybody, and it's controlled, and hopefully we're not setting anyone house on fire. But I have another question for you. When it comes to Jim, I'm not going to do another break because I'm enjoying my conversation with Christina. Jim's signaling to me like he's bringing a plane in, like you need to go on a break, but I'm not doing a break. I'm going to keep on talking, and we might go a little bit longer than I normally do. What would you say you learned about yourself, you and your husband, Chris? What did you learn about yourselves through getting a deaf dog the first time? What would you say you learned about yourself?
I would say, really for both of us, it actually gave us a purpose in life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because before I was in broadcasting and selling airtime and digital media.
Yeah.
And with this, it's such a purpose to know that I can look at Nitro, and before that, those shelters used to put those dogs down.
Yeah,
they used to just, they'd go in one door and they'd go out the other.
Yes.
In a body bag. And now when I get a listing from the San Francisco Humane Society or the Greater Birmingham Humane Society, I love it because now they can go to our website. They can see the service dogs. We have PTSD service dogs.
Gosh, that's great.
We have therapy dogs. When you go to our extraordinary deaf dog wall, we've got, 5 years ago, you didn't have any of that.
Wow. So, what a difference you're making. A huge difference. At what point did you go, let's make this into Deaf Dogs Rock? How long was it after getting Nitro that you decided to do that?
He was 7 months old. WDBJ did a story on him, a puppy in training that was learning ASL. Well, they did a big story on him, and it went national.
Wow.
And once the AP picked it up and it went national, then I started getting all these emails from deaf dog owners and shelters. And right when my email started filling up, I turned to my husband. I said, you know what I want for my birthday? It was August 1st. Or it was almost August. It was in 2 weeks from August 1st. I said, all I want for my birthday is for us to sit here for 2 weeks and design a national website called Deaf Dogs Rock. And we both sat together and learned. We learned WordPress. We didn't know WordPress.
Oh, it's not easy in the beginning, is it? Ooh.
And we launched it. And then we started doing adoption listings. And then it's just grown from there.
And so what year was that, Christina?
That was 2011, August 1st.
That's not long. You've come a long way in 5 years.
We've there's been 2,000 dogs adopted off our website so far.
Oh gosh. And like I said, you're a very good resource as well. So, and I think what I like is that you also encourage people to foster as well. And I have to acknowledge a friend of mine, Amy Helt, and she's probably listening in today. She fostered and then adopted a deaf Dalmatian called Irene. And they basically said she's not going to live for very long. Well, she defied all that anyway. And she took a chance. She'd never had a deaf dog, and especially one that was as old as Irene was. And she did, unfortunately, pass away very recently. But I have to say a thank you to people like Amy and yourself who show people, take a little chance and, hey, look, life goes on and it's great. And it's very encouraging to other people to see that and the acceptance of a deaf dog or any kind of dog that's, blind, deaf, like I say, it's got 3 legs, And I think it's due to Amy doing that and then saving Irene, she's recently taken on another dog, and I think he's deaf as well. So it's a little pay it forward, and she's left a little legacy, I think. But I have to say thank you to people like yourself and Amy who do that, because it does encourage other people and say it's going to be fine, because you become the resource as well. Once you've experienced it.
I tell people it's kind of like a Pringles potato chip. Yeah. You have one, you can't just stop at one deaf dog. I have 3 now.
I know you do.
Collect them. I don't know. It's great. Once you've lived with one, it's such an enjoying experience.
Yeah. Now, how big is your organization? Who do you have working with you? Who's on your board? I mean, do you want to publicly thank some of these people? Because it would be lovely.
Well, my board of directors, I have, of course, the City of Salem Animal Shelter. Rebecca's on my board of directors.
Nice.
Mac Adams, he's a Richmond police officer who has deaf dogs, Richmond, Virginia. We have David Lang with Network Solutions, and Kim Rutherford here in Virginia. She is with the Salvation Army, and she used to have a deaf dog, and I just hooked her up with 2 rescue huskies, so she has huskies now. But what I tell you, who I'd like to thank is our rescue organizations we work with. Green Dogs Unleashed in Troy, Virginia. She has amazing therapy, a deaf dog therapy program. Her fosters are amazing. Probably 60% of the dogs we sponsor go into Green Dogs Unleashed.
Okay.
And we have the Deaf Dog Rescue of America in Southern California. Lisa and Mark Tipton. Mark Tipton is a trainer and trains deaf dogs. So their dogs, they've got about 30 deaf dogs on the rescue ranch, and they do a lot of training. And Red Hook Rescue in New York, and All Paws Rescue in Missouri. I mean, I could probably go on for 10
That's
minutes.
Incredible, isn't it? Now, do you get much contact with people internationally that reach out to you?
We've got the Deaf Dog Rescue Group. Jay Wilson runs that out of Australia.
Nice.
And in the UK, we have Judy Small and the Deaf Dog Network.
Nice. Very nice.
And then in New Zealand, or actually, it's either New Zealand or Australia, there's the big deaf dog rescue called Hear No Evil. I love that.
That's a great name. And you know what? It really stands out, and your name stands out because it's a lot of rescue names are very, very similar. And I mean, how many times have you heard of, the boxer rescue of, and there's 5 in the city, and people have a hard time sometimes distinguishing who they are. I mean, people reach out to me and say, I know there's 3 boxer rescues. Which is the best one? Because they've all got the same name and I don't know which, So having a name like Deaf Dogs Rock, or what was it? Hear No Evil?
Hear No Evil. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Very, very, very clever and creative. But it does help you stand out. And I think that's really, really important when you're trying to, you're trying to get people on board, trying to get funding to come in. You've got to shine. If you have to shine above everybody else, I mean, it's as simple as that. How can people help you? What do you need the most? Would you say it's money, it's supplies, it's fosters? What's on the top of your list that you actually need?
It's always money because we have such a small budget, and we're really going to try to make it to sponsoring 100 dogs this year.
Nice.
And right now, I have enough to do about 70 dogs. I've got some saving some, and we do have a rocker puppy program where if a puppy comes available, we do want to get the puppies into rescue right away because they have the best chance of being trained, and socialized, and so the rocker puppy program's been very busy this year.
Now, do you ever take time to look? Sit down and give yourself a pat on the back and go, wow, look what we've done. Do you ever do that, or do you just keep going?
You got to keep going. I think I get a little of that when I'm at blog pause.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of downtime. But usually there's a lot of fires to put out and a lot of networking. When we get urgents and then I don't have a rescue to take them, then I always kind of have to figure out, what am I going to do? Who do I have in this area that can help me?
So how many hours a day would you say do you ever, I know you've got a she shed, which I'm so jealous of. Oh, Christina.
I haven't decorated it yet, though. I haven't decorated it.
I need a she shed, and there's no room for a she shed at my house.
It's a dog kennel. It was my dog kennel, but it's hot out there for him. So the kennels are in the bedroom now. They're right here.
And now you've got the she shed. So do you find, I'm sure I work from home too, so I tend not to shut off, which is not a good thing. But are you disciplined enough to do that?
My dogs make me disciplined enough.
Hey, that's good.
So, I'll work a couple hours in the morning, and then they really, like my deaf dog Bud, if I'm on the computer too long, he comes and lays his whole body across me, and he won't leave. So they make me get off the computer.
And does he put his paws up and go, done, we're done? You're released from your duties today, Christina?
Yeah. I really do try to have a balance because I'm here on the farm.
Yeah, which is beautiful, by the way. Oh, gosh.
So we do things in the morning when it's cool, and we do things at night when it's cool.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of the day when it's really hot and they're napping, that's when I do
when you get most of your work done. Well, let's get a little bit personal about you. I know we're getting towards the top of the hour here, but it's my show and I can do whatever I want, Christina. I love your farm. That to me is a dream. I love gardening. I love nature. Your home looks absolutely amazing. Your husband looks amazing. He looks like a very happy person. Every photo I ever see, I'm like, he is a nice guy. I can tell that. And you just had your 20th anniversary.
Yes.
So he must be a nice guy. You've hung on to him.
I tell him all the time, I go, I've never liked somebody for 20 years.
Well, like my mum would say, sometimes it's very easy to go off people, but 20 years is fantastic. I know when you were away, he built you that chicken coop. He's amazing.
I had no idea. I came home. We didn't get home from the airport until 2 a.m. And we're coming up our long driveway, and I'm like, why did he leave all the back lights on? Like all the back lights on. And then there's another building back there.
Oh my God, what a great husband.
I've been working on him for 2 years. I've wanted chickens forever.
Oh, So now's the time. So let's get a little more personal. Just a fun thing. What's your favorite band of all time?
God, that goes way back.
Go on, do it. Go back there, Christina.
It would have to be Creedence.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
For my age, Creedence Clearwater. Yeah, it goes way, way back.
And what do you do to relax? So once you decide I'm done for the day with work, what's your favorite thing to do?
Well, mainly just hang with my dogs. We go for long walks. We live on a nature reserve.
Oh gosh, it's even better where you live.
It is so amazing. And so we do a lot of walks, but lately we've had the black bears this year.
Have you really?
The black bear comes to and wipes out my birdseed canister at night. It's crazy.
Oh.
I even left watermelon. I left him watermelon trying to keep him away from the birdseed.
He didn't even touch it. Do you grow anything on your farm? I mean, I've seen your sunflowers, but do you grow any like fruit or veg?
Not yet. I've got the sunflowers. Once the coop is finished, then the next year the garden boxes will go next to the coop.
Oh.
So I want garden boxes in the back, but we're under a big construction project and the yard's a big mess.
Oh wow! How big is your farm?
It's only 5 acres.
Oh, well, you say it only. You should see how the houses are packed together here, Christina. It's like Monopoly houses. It's like looking at a Monopoly board here. It's terrible.
It feels pretty big. We're building a 24 by 20 great room on the back.
Oh.
My husband's doing the foundation right now. Oh my God.
Gosh, he's talented though, isn't he? I love all that. I've been asking Jim to fix down some trim pieces on my floor, transition pieces for, how long, Jim? 2 years? And they still haven't been done. So,
I just need to hire that.
Yeah. I should just give up hope. I mean, after 2 years, I just need to give it up. He's looking at me now. He's rolling his eyeballs as much as he possibly can. I actually love DIY. I love it. I love to paint and I love to garden. And there's just something about that. But if I say to Jim,